Day 12 out of 180, and the tide is finally turning in my direction. If you ever do anything for your health, just start with eating only whole foods and getting the right amount of sleep. I mean, turn that down a little bit. That's got to be kind of offensive. Um, but yeah, finally woke up and within, 10, 15 minutes of waking up, felt really good. Uh, Started to get full of energy, no latent anxiety, no lingering depression or worries or anything. And I attribute it entirely towards the way I've been eating. For me, noon to 8 p.m. That's a key factor because my weakest times, the times where I eat garbage food, are late in the evening and right when I wake up. The first thing when I wake up in the morning, I just crave sugar, crave carbs. Not right now, I don't crave anything. 12 days in, and my body is just completely accepted. This is what we're doing. So, intermittent fasting, huge tool for anyone who's got addictive eating habits or just wants to kind of condense the amount of time where it's possible to make mistakes and eat anything other than whole foods. I'm telling you, if it's packaged, if it's, I guess some of the vegetables I have are packaged, but in general, if it's packaged, if you have to unwrap it, throw something away in order to eat it, it's probably terrible for you. I mean, honestly, terrible for you. There's not really any exceptions to the rule. Even really ethical, awesome companies, in order to make it shelf stable, taste delicious, and be portable in a package, it's probably not great for you. That's the bottom line. And not everyone has to be as strict as I'm being, where I'm like 95% whole foods, 98, 99%, like almost nothing but whole foods, single ingredients, one ingredient, nothing else. Not that I'm not combining foods to make it multiple ingredients, but at the outset of making the meal, everything is, single ingredient, whole food, unprocessed, and it just makes such a massive difference. I don't know how I fall off this wagon over and over and over again, but not anymore. I'm going to do 180 days straight, and it's my firm belief because I've never done it before where I didn't make, significant mistakes in that amount of time. Not mistakes, but just where I didn't fall off and, eat some super processed food or eat out and eat really poorly at some point, drink a large amount of alcohol, something. Never done 180 days of habit forming eating before. And I really do think that it'll just stick forever after that. You know, I'll, my, I'll fully have internalized how amazing it makes me feel, how quickly I'm progressing physically and mentally and in my life overall without the inflammation. Rather, I saw a great video today where the guy, I wish I could credit him but I don't remember the name of his YouTube channel, but just gonna steal it anyways. But no, I didn't think of it where you're either choosing food that's giving you information or inflammation. And that really resonated with me. I just thought that is exactly what happens. You consume whole foods, raised organically, raised by people, hopefully, who care a little bit more about the quality of what they're selling you. You're not going to hit it 100% if you're shopping at a grocery store, but that little label is a testament to slightly more thought put into it, and you're absorbing that information from the earth, and it's going into your body and able to form into tissues that are fully functional, not inflamed, and just awesome. And yeah, if you're going to do anything, the first two pillars to tackle are get 8 hours of sleep, or 7 if that's what you need. But, for me, 8 hours is definitely the sweet spot because I wake up a lot and stuff during the night. So, and then just eating good, high quality, actual single ingredient foods. It just moves the needle so quickly. On Saturday, day 14, I'll do like a body comparison just to see if there's been any. I think there has been a change in my physical appearance just in 14 days of kind of doing the right things. um so I'll do that, and I'm so excited to see the day 180, the fat, inflamed, weak version of myself versus the energy filled, robust, hardened, muscled up version of myself in just a 6 month period, which is such a relatively short amount of time to see dramatic change. And I think that will be the case. And, I'm, yeah, excited to show how habit and consistency and discipline can just transform everything in your life. Hoping it transforms not over only my mental and physical well-being, but my financial and my spiritual well-being as well. I want to hit all the pillars of life and just establish myself to a certain baseline that I'm able to maintain forever. And that includes, you know, video production and content and everything like that. It just feels so much better to produce it than it does to consume it. And we're entering an era of human existence where it's kind of one or the other. At least it is for me, unless I was able to just live in the wilderness and completely devote myself to my own sustenance and health. I, in the modern world, I just find it impossible to resist the temptation of the distraction of this device that I'm filming on right now. And every time I'm sitting here recording, talking into it, editing, and doing all the stuff required to produce something, it's all time that I'm not spending consuming something. And I just think, for me at least, that is so important. Everything about it feels better. It just feels way more meaningful and way more important. I'm not, that's not to say I'm still not consuming plenty, sticking as much as I can to long form content because they definitely get more value out of it. I just get on this horrible dopamine roller coaster when I start scrolling reels or YouTube shorts. I don't TikTok, thank God, but yeah, it's just something really negative happens inside me when I'm consuming a bunch of short form content, and I'm being really thoughtful about what I can consume long form as well. Only things that are in my lane of interest and not just total distractions. I love like true crime stuff, murder shows, things like that. Just crime related or scandal related stuff, but it's just not serving me. It's not doing anything for my mind, my brain to be consuming that. It's just I like it because it's a complete hypnosis. It just shuts me off, it sucks me in, and it makes me able to ignore everything in my life super successfully for whatever amount of time I'm watching it. But I'm actually looking for kind of the exact opposite. I'm looking for thought provoking, personal growth content, financial content, things that kind of give me anxiety when I listen to them a little bit. They make me think, they make me feel like I'm not doing enough, like I need to do more. Like there's so many opportunities that make me think of new opportunities, new business ideas, new ways to exercise, new ways to work out. I'm focusing on stuff that does that for me. which still arguably would be better just to um, do nothing or watch nothing, consume next to nothing. But I just have an inability to enjoy some of the things I do. You know, sitting, selling insurance all day. I have to use I have to do my bowel program in the morning, which takes longer than I would like it to, 45 to 90 minutes sitting on the toilet. It's significantly less eating nothing but whole foods and an anti-inflammatory diet. That is making it worlds faster, better. Is making my whole internal system just work 100 times better. But anyways, I digress. The point is, I like to fill the boring times in my life where I'm not doing things that are totally in line with who I am and what I enjoy. I like to fill them with content still. And the goal is just to squeeze out those things from my life where I feel unfulfilled and like I need that distraction. I just want to eliminate those things from my life as quickly and effectively as possible. And, sticking to this program or whatever you want to call it is, in my mind, the fastest way to get there. So, yeah, pillars of health that I'm focused on that are top priority right now: whole food diet, sleep, then exercise. Really, the more I exercise, the more energy I have. It's such a counterintuitive system we have. The more energy you output, the more energy you have to expend later. I don't know how it works exactly, but I know that the more often and the harder I work out, in general, I wake up with more energy. I have more energy for creative processes. I have more energy to show up in my relationships and do all the menial tasks throughout the day, cleaning and whatever else needs to be done. So exercise huge, and the one dimension that I'm really missing right now is just more spiritual practices. Taking large quantities of time, not maybe not huge quantities of time, but 20 to 45 minutes a day devoted to breath work, apnea training. I want to really excel in free diving, and the meditation and breath holding required for that requires a peaceful, tranquil mind. At least it does for me. I assume it's a benefit for anyone doing, apnea training, breath hold training. So I want to devote some more time to that, a solid 15, ideally 20 minutes per day to that. And, also incorporate more journaling, more gratitude, more prayer, things like that. Make a practice out of it. It does work. It does make you feel better, and it is important. And I don't know all the exact reasons why. I just know that it works for me. If I spend some time every day writing down some things I'm grateful for, putting my thoughts and ideas onto paper and into words, and then spend some time in just blackout, completely sitting with my own thoughts and not having anything to distract me. I feel like that's kind of an essential pillar in there as well. So those are the four things that this next 180 days is focused on. That guy is bumping music. That's a semi truck just bumping music. Hey, Boise Cascade. Um, I think they're located in Boise, lumber company. Pretty sure I've seen them constantly throughout my entire life, but that's cool. little distracted now, thinking about how much I miss Idaho. It's such a double-edged sword. I love Florida. I love the tropics, love the warmth, love the lack of winter, but I miss the mountains and my family so much. It's just, I have to get to a financial level in my life where I can spend my years split between two places, the mountains and the ocean. I need to be close to the ocean in the tropics for a large portion of the year, and I need to be in the mountains close to my family for a large portion of the year. That's just what, if I want to live at absolute peak happiness, peak fitness, peak everything, if I want to have an optimal life for me, that's what my body needs. It needs dramatic change. It needs switching it up, and it needs both those environments. I get something completely different from each one. I get fed differently from being in the cold, crisp, alpine, mountain air, hunting for, large ungulate animals, enduring the cold, swimming in icy lakes, rivers, streams, soaking in hot springs. Um, that just has to be a part of my life. But there's something about living near, I don't know if I'm technically in the tropics yet, but near the Orlando, Florida. I'm not sure if it's technically fully tropical, it might be subtropical, but whatever it is, that sunshine year round, the regularly going in the ocean and sitting on the beach, fishing, hopefully spearfishing soon, is all just feeds a whole nother animal inside me in a completely different way. And I want both. So I'm going to attain both somehow. I'd like to do, 3, 4 months in the alpine environment and 6, 9 months in subtropical environment. So I got to design a life that allows for that somehow. And, this is part of it. But I think that is the start to day 12 video. Gonna go to work and hit shoulders at my workout sometime today, grind it out. I don't go into work on Fridays because I just am devoting myself completely to physical therapy on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I need money from working, but it can't be at the expense of my health any longer. I did that for 8 months or so, starting this new job, learning everything I needed to learn about insurance, getting all my licensing and everything like that. And I'm paying the price dearly right now in shortened hamstrings, shortened hip flexors, severely herniated discs that are just causing me immense amounts of pain, chronic fatigue. All of that just was exacerbated massively by working, 12 plus hour days. Might stay on the phone, or on the phone, on the video. Well, the video's on my phone. Just a little bit longer because it looks like I made a very poor traffic choice. There's a car accident here. Hopefully everyone's okay. Oh, maybe it's not a car. Maybe it's not a car accident. Maybe it's just a broken down vehicle. Oh, there's a tire in the road. Someone lost a tire. So maybe doesn't look like anyone's hurt, luckily, but looks like I'm going to have quite a few more minutes to work than expected. Um, yeah, do I have more to say? Probably. I just wish so much, like, my dream in life is to just bring health and happiness to as many people as possible. And that journey starts with yourself. You got to figure out how to do it for yourself first, or it's just not hitting its full potential. But I'm starting to hit my stride with just a few simple things. Talked about the pillars plenty, but few simple things. And it's just my goal to create environments and spaces and groups and connections and everything where healing is the central focus. I deeply want to create like a healing series where I basically, using my own money and my own finances, go and experience all these different healing modalities and report on them, and report on their efficacy in actually pushing the needle forward on healing spinal cord injury. I'm talking, I want to go to an Indian ashram and spend 6 to 8 weeks there, eating whatever, an Indian healer prescribes. I want to, get all sorts of different stem cell therapies, do hyperbaric oxygen, do some yoga practices, want to maybe go to like a really good Chinese medicine healer and see what herbs and tonics and acupuncture and massage and things that they would prescribe for getting the energy moving through the spinal cord, moving through the body, and just want to combine all of these healing modalities into a solid blueprint on how to heal a spinal cord injury, you know, immediately after getting injured and long after getting injured. I'm 5 years deep into this thing, and I'm a complete injury. I have no movement below my level of injury. I do have like some bits of muscle activation in certain positions and stuff at PT, but I mean, I'm catastrophically spinal cord injured. My spinal cord hit a telephone pole upside down in a truck. My back was against the ceiling, no seatbelt on. My back was up here as the roof of the truck went through a telephone pole at 80 miles per hour. I mean, my spinal cord is about as injured as it can be without being chopped completely in half. So if I can push the expectations, the diagnosis forward, then really anyone can. I mean, you couldn't be much more spinal cord injured than I am. I suffered a tremendous, of course you could be, it could literally be chopped in half or something. But still, I don't think that's going to stop you either. I really believe there is a way. I just think it's incredibly complicated. I think it's incredibly difficult. But I also, as far as other healing modalities that I want to hit, I want to do a lot of electrical stimulation directly to the injured area. I actually want to start hooking my FES bike up to my back and just laying there. And even though it might not be the perfect electrical stimulation, I just think that electricity in there will break things up, will get juices flowing. So I want to hook that up on my back, do that regularly. It's just about time in the day, really, and creating more time for healing. Other things have to go by the wayside. But what are some other things I really, want to explore? I want to do Reiki. I want to find, I think there's so much bullshit in that space, and just, you know, retards who haven't the done the true work to get to a point where they can call themselves legitimate healers, that kind of permeate that space just because there's no huge barrier to entry other than saying that you have the healing, powers. But I think there is definitely people out there who have mastered things, like energy healing, and can, again, push the needle a fraction of an inch, even if that's what it is. But I want to do some of that, and want to do obviously, some intense physio where I just go in for to 4 hours a day and do ambulatory training, walk, um, walk and spend time walking in my braces on a treadmill with someone where physical therapist walk for you. I can't, it's got a specific name, but I want to do a ton of that and see what happens. What happens when you do 6 weeks, 4 hours a day of training your brain, mind, and body to walk again? I know something happens. I know that there's neuroplasticity that we can take advantage of. Um, and will again just push push you a little bit farther forward. So that's a and that's the idea behind the healing sanctuary, the healing retreat, whatever you want to call it. I want to build. I want all this in one place eventually. Combine the greatest minds in healing, bring them all together, or make them accessible through this space somehow, or they're training the people who work there. I don't know how exactly I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get it done. And it's going to be obviously selfish in that I want access to all of it myself. But more than that, I just wish there was a place like that that existed now that was financially accessible to people. And I want to raise the money and make it profitable for able-bodied people to come and heal and pay, people that have the financial means and resources to do that with their funds and everything, and they're just really value human optimization and feeling 100%, and then have that, trickle into a foundation that funds people who are at a huge financial disadvantage, because this shit's hard. It's hard to work and have a spinal cord injury and have all these health problems. I mean, when you're pretty catastrophically disabled, working and making money and not letting it just disintegrate your body and destroy your mind and health along the way is fucking hard. I mean, I've pursued difficult things my entire life. I always loved, going elk hunting and hiking 10, 20 miles until my feet were bleeding, and carrying, 100 pounds of elk meat out of the mountains from the farthest point possible. Like, my dream when I was younger was to, like, if I was going to hunt an elk, I wanted to shoot that thing as far away from camp as I possibly could, just to struggle to get it out, just for the pain. And I would bring every single bone, tendon, every organ that I was willing to eat. Like, the only thing on an elk that I was leaving up in the mountains was literally the guts. I mean, like the intestines, the stomach, and I don't even know if I would leave that stuff now. If I had the processing facility and the ability to utilize every single ounce of meat, I would. And I lived for that. I went to Africa and cycled 100 kilometers a day for months at a time in the wilderness by myself, just for the pain and the difficulty of it. I relished that. I loved it. And so, as someone who always pursued hard, difficult things with relish and joy, I mean, this has far surpassed anything I could have imagined in mental difficulty, in pain tolerance, in just hardness. It's just fucking hard every single day. And life's hard already, even if you're not paralyzed. This is 2024, and a lot of us are feeling, financially squeezed, crushed. We're feeling squeezed out of industries and things that, would bring us financial comfort before, by technology and by innovation. And, it's already a tough time to make it in the world. You layer a serious traumatic injury of any sort, brain injury, spinal cord injury, bad shoulder injury, it doesn't matter. You layer diabetes, sickness, unwellness, cancer, anything into the equation, and it just, whoo, it's it's rough. It's tough. And so for the people who are struggling the most, I want to build a foundation or a thing that allows them to come and get that first initial boost that they need to get in, to enter into a healing state. The knowledge of, of nutrition and eating, and also just like the pain management, the uh, get a doctor in there that actually fucking knows how to heal someone and doesn't just prescribe everything to just mask symptoms. Get a doctor that can get in there and weed out some of these medications that people are on that are just doing way more damage than they are any good. I take two medications total. I take Gemtesa, or Vibragon, or whatever you want to call it, for bladder control, bladder spasms, so I don't piss myself all the time. And I take Tadalafil or Cialis so I can get boners and have sex. Other than that, I take no medications. Well, oh, I take baclofen every once in a while if I think I'm going to have, a super long flight, or am going to take another substance that's going to cause major muscle spasms. Then I don't take it when I take mushrooms, just because I don't want it to dull the effect of them. But like another boner medication, if you have, I can't recommend this because I don't know if it's safe or not, but another medication that is fantastic for erections is a peptide called PT141. I just ordered it off the internet from a Limitless Life Nootropics, I believe, and it's very efficacious. It definitely works. It basically gives you, a couple days of great erections, increased sex drive. But for me, it causes significant muscle spasms for some reason because it's a neurostimulatory compound. Do your own research on this one. I really don't know how safe or not safe it is, but it gives me muscle spasms, and that's kind of not conducive to a good sex life, which is what the PT141 is intended for. So alongside it, I'll take a couple, 10, 20 milligrams of baclofen, but it's not something I'm taking on a regular basis. I spoke to a fantastic guy down in Miami, Guy Romaine. I hope that's how you say his name. That's how you spell his name. But he runs the, now I'm not even going to remember the name of it. He runs basically a activity-based physical therapy deal in Pembroke Pines near Miami. And he said that what he noticed in people healing and getting actual movement and walking and ambulatory ability and stuff, he said he noticed a significant decrease in gaining function back in people that were taking these anti-muscle spasm medications, such as baclofen. So it's my goal to be off all medications eventually. I'm taking those ones because they allow me to exist and live life and get done what I need to get done, but I'd like to eliminate them completely. But anyways, that was kind of a long one, but like I said, I'm finally feeling good, finally reaping the real rewards of a few, not even a couple weeks, not even a full 2 weeks of discipline, and just wanted to share that. And I will head into work and try to sell some people health insurance and get a good shoulder workout in, and that'll be day number 12. So hope that, did I just fucking pull into this? No, this is the right way. I thought I pulled into this. I didn't even need to pull in this way. What a jackass. But whatever. I'm in now. Anyways, bid you farewell, and we'll probably hopefully see you in the gym. All right, we're back in the car. I did not get much of a workout in today at all. Was planning on just doing like kind of a light shoulder workout, but I honestly did like 2 sets of dumbbell presses and wasted every single bit of free time I had at work today on the phone with Verizon, trying to get rid of my Verizon plan and switch to a different carrier because I was just tired of getting fucked by a giant soulless wireless company. There's no way phone uh, a wireless provider should cost that much money. It's just impossible. I've lived in like 10 different countries and had cell phone plans in all of them, and they're just like 1/5. No, not even 1/5, like 1/20th of the price of Verizon. So I know it's possible to get it cheaper. So set my sights on that. And yeah, they made it as painful as humanly possible. So it took all day. I just needed a receipt from them, and they refused to send it to me. I have to go to a Verizon store after all that. So didn't workout day didn't go to plan, but that's all right. I'm gonna go home. Um, hopefully stay, or I'm definitely gonna stand. Hopefully hop on the bike for 20, 30 minutes, and then have a full day of PT tomorrow. Um, so today's Thursday, day 12 out of 180, and basically Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday are my days to really push hard, push the envelope as far as healing my body and everything goes. And the rest of the week is just cramming as much work as possible in around healing and all the other things that I'm doing. So that is the update. The challenge of uploading a video every day is very real. It is getting, it's probably not the most interesting content I could produce, but that's not the goal right now. The goal is to, I like this kind of content. That's the worst thing. I just listen to people talk and what they do throughout the day. So who knows? Maybe someone else enjoys it. It's that's for the world to decide, not me. But the goal of it is that it's to systematize the act of actually producing things every single day. So I'm on the grind. I'm doing it. I haven't. I've maybe missed an upload time, but I haven't missed. You know, the number. Like I might have uploaded a video a day late, but not due to lack of editing it or filming it, just due to the what am I trying to say here? Due to the like problems, like I exported the file and it just corrupted or didn't work or failed, and I had to go to sleep. So not not giving up, not stopping anytime soon. Going to work really hard to make the videos I'm producing a hell of a lot more interesting, well crafted, and more valuable because I do want to actually someday bring value to the world and the internet at large, the spinal cord injury community, and just anyone who wants to heal in general. Um, because that's the path that I'm on right now. So yeah, that's it. Give you a little Florida sunset to say goodbye to, and I will see you tomorrow. Day 13 out of 180, and should be a good day. Um, lots of activities at least. Gonna sauna and take all my detox drugs and do a couple. I definitely get in a savage workout. Got a couple hours of PT planned. Not planned. I mean, I go to 2 hours of physical therapy at Core every Friday. Center of Recovery and Exercise in Orlando, Florida. If you have a spinal cord injury, definitely check them out. They're awesome. They're the best. And then yeah, that'll be a wrap. But Anything else? Nothing else? That's it? Goodbye. We'll see you soon.